Detours, unidentified companions, meetings, and the final 45 seconds captured on CCTV that raise more questions than answers. Why did Jirongo's movements contradict his known plans? His close associates insist that Jirongo had clear plans for the following day, including a scheduled Saturday 1 p.m. meeting with former Vihiga Senator George Khanire and Philip Kesia. Yet, instead of heading home after his evening engagements in Karen, he drove towards Naivasha late at night, an unexpected detour that his friends say he had not mentioned. This raises a fundamental question. What prompted the sudden, unplanned journey towards Naivasha?
He was traveling from Karen. He was supposed to travel from Karen to his home in Gigiri. But now, he was found dead on Naivasha-Nairobi Road, traveling from Naivasha towards Nairobi. So we don't know. The only people who can find out is police. If they can check on the cameras, they should be able to tell, because there are cameras. They should be able to tell how this car traveled all the way to that side and back.
Naivasha is not in between here and Karen. How did he find himself in Naivasha, driving back to Nairobi? In Naivasha, driving back to Nairobi. That's a mystery that must be unraveled.
What was the purpose of the Karen meeting? According to George Khanire, Jirongo was last seen at the Karen Oasis Bar in the company of National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula and other unidentified individuals. Wetangula reportedly left before 11 p.m. This marked the last time Jirongo was seen in a group setting. The last confirmed phone call between Khanire and Jirongo took place at 11 p.m., at which time Jirongo was still at Karen Oasis. By then, Wetangula had already left, according to Khanire. The next confirmed sighting came nearly 2.5 hours later, when a Boda Boda rider allegedly saw a woman exit Jirongo's Mercedes-Benz near a hotel along the highway at around 1:30 a.m. This gap in the timeline remains unexplained. Multiple reports indicate that Jirongo was traveling with a female companion earlier that night. An eyewitness reported seeing the woman exit the vehicle near a hotel along the highway. Her identity remains unknown, as do the reasons for her travel with Jirongo, where they had come from and why she exited the vehicle at that time. It is also unclear whether investigators have traced or interviewed her, or whether she was a friend, colleague, a stranger, or someone else entirely. CCTV footage reviewed by the Directorate of Criminal Investigations shows Jirongo driving into a petrol station at 2:18 a.m. from the Nairobi direction. He did not stop to refuel instead. He paused briefly at the exit before making a right turn back towards Nairobi at 2:19 a.m. Just 6 seconds later, a bus rammed into his vehicle. Jirongo was seen driving towards Naivasha before abruptly turning back towards Nairobi. The reason for this change in direction remains unclear, with possibilities including disorientation, following directions, meeting someone, responding to a phone call, or being followed.
Aliingia kwa polepole kidogo, na alipofika karibu kwa mafuta akachomoka tena kidogo. Kwa hivyo jinsi alivyokuwa anaingia si wa kawaida, ilikuwa ni tofauti kabisa.
The bus driver initially claimed that Jirongo was overtaking and avoiding traffic at the time of the collision. This account was contradicted by a petrol station security guard who witnessed the crash and stated that the circumstances were unusual and that there was no traffic at the time. The exact positioning of both vehicles remains unclear, as does whether the collision could have been avoided.
Kwenye barabara ulikuwa umetulia. Barabara ulikuwa umetulia kwa huo muda mchache, magari hayakuwa na mfululiza, na hiyo gari tu pekee ndio ilikuja, na muda huo baada ya matukio ndio magari mengine yalikuja sasa yakafululiza, sababu sasa speed ya magari yalikuwa slow ndio mengine, lakini yeye akija hamna gari yoyote ambayo iliandamana naye, alikuwa ni yeye na yeye peke yake.
Haku give way. Wakati aliona upande yake ya kupanda Nairobi, magari meshikana, alifanya hesabu overtake hizo gari. Na mimi naye nikamuona nikiwa mbali. Nilipomuona nikiwa mbali, nikajaribu kanyaga hiyo gari break na kulikuwa kumenyesha. Nikaona nitamwaga watu 67. Nikienda kando nitamwaga watu 67. Sasa alikuja kama ameniingia direct kichwa kwa kichwa.
The Directorate of Criminal Investigations has reportedly begun reviewing CCTV footage and interviewing witnesses. However, there has been no public mention of the examination of Jirongo's phone GPS data, calls made between 11 p.m. and the time of the crash, messages sent or received, or whether the phone was recovered intact. Such digital evidence could help clarify several unresolved aspects of the case.
We are asking the investigation officers to do everything possible and tell us what really happened.
We, as the family, the community, and the country at large, we want answers.
As investigations continue, Cheptak's testimony adds a new layer to a story that has gripped the nation, leaving many waiting for clarity on what truly happened in the early morning on the Nairobi-Nakuru highway. Some observers have raised concerns about the possibility of foul play due to the unusual sequence of events and the lack of clarity surrounding Jirongo's movements. While no evidence has been presented to support this theory, several factors continue to raise suspicion, including the unexplained detour, the unidentified companion, the petrol station stop, contradictory eyewitness accounts, and the meeting hours before his death.
We leave it to his friends and his families. It's a sensitive moment. I will not to say he was a bad man, but he has a complicated legacy in our country. But you also acknowledge, because you see, we have always said that nobody makes himself a billion or gets himself into higher stature by being a fool. At least we know he was not a fool, and he had made some genuine money before he started getting into all this money of NSSF, the big land deals that were associated with a regime, and he was a cog in the wheel in that regime. So that's all I want to say, because we are yet to bury Jirongo. He complicated history. The Machiavellian historian, he talked about historians.
Yes.
They will tell us about him.
All right, but you know, they normally say it doesn't matter how you started, isn't it? It really matters how you end. So a good name also is better than rubies. Yeah? It's better than rubies at the end of the day, Joshua. Maybe you can, yeah?
As I said, I leave the definition of Jirongo's legacy to historians.